Values replacing variables. What does 3m mean? Pretty basic, but we'll start here and build to something far more complicated. Let's look at this common question. Simplify m plus m plus m. We might count them up underneath and say, oh, that's equal to 3m. And if we reverse it, what does 3m mean? Well, we know that's equal to m plus m plus m. 3 times m is one way of expressing it. Multiply. Right. So what is the value of 3m when we give m a value? W equals 3m. What is the value of w when m equals 5? W equals 3m. We know that's equal to 3 times m. And we replace m with 5. 3 times 5 is 15. We've got 3m's. There's only one way of thinking about it. 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's 15. We are multiplying. So bear that in mind. We are multiplying. What goes wrong? Because, well, things go wrong because you are in an examination. And things got different in an examination. W equals 3m. What is the value of w when m equals 5? Oh, here we are. W equals 3m, and we have, oh, there's 5, and there's an m, so we'll replace the 5. We'll put 5 where the m is, and that equals 35. It happens. You're stressed at the time, you might be tired, might be tearful. It's not 35, obviously, it's 3 times 5. So, multiply. What else goes wrong is another student who's having a rough day in the examination centre. Negative numbers. Don't get me started on negative numbers. W equals 3m. What is the value of w when m equals minus 5? W equals 3m. Oh, I'm just going to replace m with minus 5. I've now got 3 minus 5, which is minus 2. No. 3m times minus 5. Keep a minus number in brackets. That way, it's not going to start, the minus isn't going to seep into this is a value at this point. It doesn't seep into it. So negative numbers kept in brackets. Thank you very much. So, what does 4b squared mean? Well, we know what b squared is. That's b times b. And we know what 4 something is. So that 4b squared is 4 times b squared. But say b is equal to minus 1. I think you should keep it as minus 1 squared. Because you remember this graph. This is the graph of x squared. Every squared number is positive. The y is always positive. Obviously for 2 it's 4. But even for minus 1 it's 1, and for minus 2 it's 4. So if you keep it wrapped up like this, you won't be getting two minus numbers all confused. We know that minus 1 squared is 1. What goes wrong here? What is the value of 3m squared? Oh dear, what is the value of w when m is 5? Amazingly, people write this. 3 times, well, I've put 5 where the m was, and I'll multiply it by 2. No. No. It is not equal to 30. That 2 has snuck in there. It shouldn't. We should know that w equals 3 times 5 squared. The 2 acts on the 5. And that, of course, is 3 times 25, which is 75. Let's hope this is a calculator question. I'll give you a chance now to show your skills. Please pause and practice these. I'll give you the answers in a moment. Right, I hope these weren't too problematic for you. A equals 5b. So, first of all, have a think. What is this? This is 5 times b. It's multiply. A equals 5 times b. B is now 6. So that's equal to 5 times 6. And that's equal to 30. Now we get to the hard stuff. C equals 3d squared. Right. Multiplying again. So that's 3 times d squared. And I substitute for 4. Put 4 in where the d is. 3 times 4 squared. 4 squared is 16. 3 times 16, and that equals 48. And now we throw everything at you. we've got the squared, and we've got the minus number. So E equals 2f squared. E equals 2 times f squared. F is minus, so we're going to keep that in brackets. So that's 2 times minus 1. This is always going to be positive. Minus 1 squared is 1, so that's 2 times 1 equals 2. I hope you did well. But let's crank up the difficulty even more. This is a simple question twice. 3f and 5h individually are not problematic, but when there's two of them, so what I suggest is this. This is the formula that we know. I think it's difficult to answer 2 because people look at that and they go, oh no, the brain starts to fry. But let's separate it into 2 questions, 3f plus 5h, each of which are not particularly difficult. So we know to multiply, so it's 3 times 4 because f is 4. And we know to multiply here, so we're adding 5 times minus 2. Minus 2 is kept in the brackets to keep things, well, it's never easy, but keeps things a little easier. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times minus 2 is minus 10, plus minus 10. So that's 12 minus 10 is 2. So what did we do here? We divided the question into easy bits, and then we multiplied. Divide and multiply. That is how you do difficult questions. So here's an opportunity to show your skills again, slightly more complicated than previously. I'll give you the answer. Right, first things first, have a think. What are we doing? We are dividing and multiplying. It's a difficult question. 5h minus 2j, we will divide this into 2, keeping the minus, don't go through the minus and we'll get into all sorts of trouble. 5 times h, well that's 5 times 3 because h is 3, and they'll keep the minus. Minus 2 times 6, 2j, j is now 6, 2 times 6. So that is g equals 15, 5 times 3, minus 12, which is equal to 3. Great. We can make questions as hard as you like. Y equals 2x squared minus x plus 3. What is the value of y when x equals minus 1? Well, we've got everything here. A minus, we've got an x squared, and we've got 3 parts to the calculation of y. So let's have a think. What are we going to do? There's our question, and I think hopefully you know divide and multiply. We will divide this question into 3 parts. Now we've got an x squared here and a minus number, and I hope you remember all squareds are positive. So although this is minus 1 squared is equal to 1. Let's see how we get on. So y is equal to 2 times x squared. X squared is minus 1, so that's minus 1 squared. It's also got a minus x. We've got minus 1. I've kept minus 1 in the brackets again. We don't want to get confused. And we've got a plus 3. So minus 1 squared is equal to 1 times 2. That's equal to 2. Minus 1, well, double minus, that's plus 1. And we've got a plus 3. It's all turned out positive, hasn't it? 2 plus 1 plus 3 is equal to 6. You'll probably not see a question that difficult, but if you do, you know what to do. So, finally, divide, multiply, divide and multiply. That's the way to answer these tricky questions. Now, here's a chance to show your skills with the final pause and practice. Okay, what's the first thing to do? Think. Divide and multiply. This is a nasty. K equals 5L squared minus 3L. I've even given you a minus number. Torture. This is the hardest question you'll get on this in this subject, I suspect. What are we going to do? Well, there's our formula. We are going to divide it. Don't notice that I missed the minus number because I don't want to confuse things, and I have 2 difficult but not impossible questions. First one, 5 minus L squared. 5 minus L is now minus 1, so minus 1 squared. And this one is minus 3 times minus 1. Right, well, we know that minus 1 squared is 1, so that's 5 times 1. Not too difficult. I've got a minus, and 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. So I've got a double minus. You might have said minus 3 times minus 1. You're still going to end up with plus 3. Oh dear. The answer was 8. So, these are hard questions, and I hope they've become just tricky questions. Nothing is easy when it comes to replacing values. If you enjoyed this video, or even if you didn't, why not subscribe? Take care.